Today I'm in London with two new Sigma lenses, the 14-24 f2.8 DG-DN Art and the 45mm f2.8 DG-DN Contemporary. Both these lenses are built to deal with the pressures that full-frame mirrorless can put onto lenses in terms of resolution now. So we're going to go out, take some images and see how they get on. Oh, that was such a great shot. Absolutely love that this 45mm's got the external aperture control. I know the Sony cameras sort of have a lot of manual control, but it's always nice when you've got a camera to your eye and you can just change that aperture and you can see it happen in the viewfinder. It's such a nice set of manual control for a photographer. We're now in Camden town. We've just sat down, had a bite to eat, and now we're going to head back out and get some more pictures with the 45mm. Something I've really noticed around here that I like about this lens is, one, it's just so small. Like, this has got the lens hood on, but when you take that off, it's a tiny little lens to have on your camera, so really portable for traveling around doing sort of street photography. And the other good thing is this lens hood's really tough. So I've been keeping this on just for like protection. So when I'm walking through the crowds and people's bags are hitting against the camera, I'm not worried at all. I know that's super tough and it's going to protect the lens. I'm going to swap over to 14-24 now. I've really enjoyed using the 45mm. It's super close focusing as well. You can get down to like 24 centimeters with it. So as we've been walking around, there's been some like nice details and stuff. Hi, can I get a Magnum of some sort? You can easily pick that up with this. And also just the size, the ease of using it. It's got a stepping motor inside, so the autofocus has been incredibly quick, really accurate, especially on face and eye detect as well. So I'm going to swap over to the 14-24 now and see what we can get with something that's very wide. Shooting with this 14-24, it's so wide, we're having to be a little bit careful. Ben's having to make sure he's now not in my stills shots, because even at, I'll give you an example, even at this angle, so where we are to the camera there, I can take the shot and I've still got half his body in the shot, so it's incredibly wide to work with. Now on the plus side, obviously these lenses are built to work with mirrorless cameras, so you can get them in Sony and L mount. And the good thing about using a mirrorless is obviously through the viewfinder you see 100% of the image, so it's easy to check those edges and make sure you're not getting any unwanted subjects within your images. We've just walked down from London Bridge and we've found ourselves in this really sort of architecturally beautiful area. A 14-24 is perfect with these sort of buildings around you, and we found the famous, I don't know what this is called, but I'm going to call it the point. That's what I'm going with. And so we're going to get this shot looking straight up this knife edge where we've got a really even space between this and the buildings next to it. It's so nice to be able to get really super close with a lens like this. When you shoot nice and wide, you really see that wide angle when you're able to focus closely. This goes down to a minimum focusing distance of 28 centimeters. And you can shoot at 2.8 as well, and it stays nice and sharp. It's got 1 FLD, 5 SLD elements within this, and coatings to make sure the clarity and the sharpness is throughout that aperture range. So you can shoot at 2.8 and know that you're gonna get that really, really sharp edge-to-edge performance because it's an art lens. Now, with an 11 blade aperture inside, you're also ensured to get a really like smooth, creamy bokeh when you're doing shots like this, so you keep your subject nice and in the main subject of the frame, and your eye isn't detracting to parts of the bokeh that doesn't look right or has some sort of distortion. It's super smooth throughout, which is exactly what you want for this sort of lens. Something I've been super impressed with using this 14-24 is just the resolution you're able to get from it. Like, a lot of lenses suffer nowadays because mirrorless cameras have moved so quickly forward and have such incredible megapixel counts. Like the new A7R4, 61 megapixels. It takes a really well-designed lens to be able to deal with that. and for you to not see lots of issues in the glass. But this today, admittedly, I'm using an A9, so it's not super high resolution, but you can tell when you're zooming in, there's just absolutely no problems. Even with such a wide lens, normally you're looking at so much chromatic aberration, so much flaring, ghosting. You're just getting none of that. And on this scene here, I was just sort of zooming in on some of the buildings opposite, and it's so sharp, so detailed, really, really nice to use. And you can crop in with it, which is, I think, important if you're using something like a 14-24, just because it's so wide. To finish off the day, we've come to London Bridge Station and the Shard. I've tried to get a shot, which I commute into London Bridge most days. So it's a shot that I see a lot that isn't the standard shot of the Shard, but I like it. There's a crane working nearby, and it's nice to have that little bit of something different in there. Now, I've really enjoyed using the 14-24 and the 45mm. I know I say that a lot, but it's because normally the stuff we get is pretty good. The 14-24, it's nice to be forced to use something so wide. I don't often do that, so it's nice to walk around with it, and I started to see shots that I don't normally see. Now, obviously, in terms of the quality of it, Sigma have tried, it's an art lens, so you're guaranteed fantastic resolution. It's got a really nice build quality, but it's not over heavy. And actually on this mirrorless camera, I don't feel like it's front heavy, it's nicely balanced, which is important. But I think it's really going to come into its own if I do the astrophotography with it. So I'm going to go out and do a separate video from this in the future where we have a look at taking some astro shots with this. Now the 45mm, more my sort of lens to use, more my normal walk around sort of lens. But actually there were certain things about it that I just really loved. The toothed focus ring, which I would imagine you might be able to use with a Ben. Follow focus. Because it's toothed quite deeply, and obviously it has that external aperture, which is really nice as well. If you're doing street shooting, it's nice and quick to use, and having that sort of really thick, well-built lens hood as well just made it easy to put on your side, and you didn't have to worry about it getting, hit on people's bags and things coming on and off the tube. So both lenses fantastic in their own right, can't wait to do more with them, and also get my hands on the new 35mm f1.2, which Sigma didn't have a sample to give me as of yet, but I will be getting one to do more with. Now, if you need any more information on Sigma lenses, any of the Sony kit we've been using, or anything else, you can pop onto the website. There's loads of information on there. Have a look at our blog, give us a call, send us an email, pop into any of our stores, or of course you can put a comment below this video and we'll try our best to get back to you with all the information that you could need. Thanks for watching.